Kickstarter game plan. So the reason why I am doing this is because as part of my expert reviews that I give to lots of clients, I actually test quite a lot of Kickstarter pages, and that's because they're very similar to a landing page. They have to get across a certain message, have to be engaging, and they obviously have to compel the user to take action, which is preferably to pledge towards the project. So I just thought I'd put together just a quick presentation on what I would do just before I was about to launch a Kickstarter campaign. First of all, you want to create personas. In order to engage with the right people, you need to know who they are, what are their demographics, and what is their online behavior. So you need to figure out what motivates them and the kind of problems that they have that your product will solve. Now, this will not only help in your game plan, but it will also really help in your product development. So if you can understand the problems that your customers have, then you have hopefully better solutions to them. So that's number one. Number two is to obviously start a blog. It seems pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised how many Kickstarter pages I take a look at and they have no blog, they have no brand, they have nothing set up, they've just gone straight into Kickstarter and they're struggling to get people to pledge. So obviously invest in a domain name, get hosting sorted. I personally would go with WordPress. I wouldn't go with kind of a free website builder like Wix or Blogger or anything like that. And I would start writing content that is going to help solve people's problems. Again, this kind of goes back into the personas. Once you know kind of the typical customer and the problems they have, you can start writing content for them. And that's a great way of engaging with them. So that is definitely something that I would do. Next is obviously to build an email list. So this is going to be really, really helpful further down the road. When you launch a Kickstarter project, when you've got a nice big email list that you can send it out to and promote, you'll be very, very grateful that you started doing it. So on the blog, you need to have some sort of opt-in. Could be a report, maybe some sort of free guide, but some sort of lead magnet is going to attract leads. So you can do that with various different plugins. Personally, I recommend Thrive Leads. It's a really, really great WordPress plugin that will kind of do everything for you and it will get you started with building an email list. So next is to join relevant communities. This is really good for not only getting traffic, getting relevant traffic, but also doing research. Because the more time you spend with the people who are likely going to be buying your product, the more you'll learn about them and the more you'll learn about the problems that they have. If you can find Facebook groups, Google Plus groups, LinkedIn groups. I really love Reddit because it has thousands of subreddits and you'll most definitely find some sort of community within that for your niche. So you want to start connecting with people, and most importantly is don't spam it. So as soon as you join, don't go ahead and say, hey, I've got this product coming out. Engage with the people there, engage with the community and help them out, help them answer their questions. And most importantly, try and become an authority on the subject. And then when you do become an authority, people will be more likely to take notice when you have a product or some sort of service, or obviously a Kickstarter project. Lastly is to join social media. You really want to connect with the right type of people who are talking about your niche. BuzzSumo is really, really good for this. Type in your keyword, find the influencers who are talking about your subjects and start connecting with them. If it was me, I would pick 4 to 5 influencers and I'd spend the next few months trying to connect with them. I wouldn't ask them for anything. I would retweet their stuff. I would reply to their questions. I would try and engage with them in some way. And then when further down the line, when it comes to launching your Kickstarter project, you'll have a much higher chance of those influencers helping you and spreading your word. Ideally, you want to follow this plan approximately 3 to 4 months before the launch. You can do it a year before the launch if you've really got time, but I'm guessing that if you are getting ready to launch on Kickstarter, most of your time and energy is going to be spent on the Kickstarter project. But it's really important to try and dedicate some time towards building some sort of brand and platform to launch your Kickstarter project. There's a lot more to go into. We've written quite a detailed guide on the blog. If you have any questions about any of these things, please feel free to ask. if you do have a Kickstarter project that isn't doing so well at the moment, then think about maybe getting it reviewed, asking your friends to take a look at it, take a look at the video, see if they understand exactly what you're offering. So that's it. Any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll end it there.